Since the dawn of human awareness, people have been drawn to high places, passes, ridges, mountains, and summits. Mountains represent inhospitable barriers to human habitation, but in their grandness we find a source of cultural heritage and a wellspring for our wildest dreams. The impenetrable vastness of the world's great mountain ranges makes us want to know more. This quest for knowledge was exemplified by the French expedition to the Himalaya 60 years ago, when 8,000-meter peaks were at the forefront of human exploration and possibility. The ascent of Annapurna in 1950 by the French expedition was the first real foray of humans into this realm. The story of the climb, as recounted by Maurice Herzog in Annapurna, brings this time frame alive in the minds of listeners. The awe-inspiring terrain the team explored before even setting foot on the mountain was just a prelude to what would become one of the 20th century's most incredible adventures. The team had two mountains to choose from, a quandary that proved to be both an advantage and a challenge. An advantage because if one peak was unsuitable, they could choose the other, but a challenge because the team's precious time and resources were split. Which peak would they attempt? The decision would make all the difference. The choice finally made, it took the team only 2 weeks to reach the summit of Annapurna. By modern standards, this is a fast ascent. In 1950, it broke barriers and set the stage for the alpine-style climbing of the future. In hindsight, it's clear much of the progress made in Himalayan mountaineering over the ensuing decades is due to the pioneering efforts of the French expedition. Annapurna was, and still is, the first climbing book for legions of climbers and adventurers, myself included, and in later years I would recall the story during my own Himalayan expeditions. In 2007, I attempted the east face of Meru Peak in the Gurval Himalaya, and while the big wall climbing on Meru was quite different than what the 1950 French expedition experienced, our hardships were some of the same. As our team shivered away in our sleeping bags, existing on meager rations, I dreamed of Herzog's epic on Annapurna and thought about how they had it much worse. We were lightweights compared to them. The French expedition set the bar high for Himalayan expeditions of the future. The quickness with which the team solved the riddle of the approach unlocked a route through the treacherous glacier-clad north flank of Annapurna and made it to the summit is a testament to their skill and determination. Their return journey to civilization, fraught with swollen rivers and field amputations of frostbit fingers and toes, further demonstrates the fortitude of the team and the suffering they endured. The relevancy of Annapurna is as important today as it was in 1952. Written in the months immediately after the climb, Herzog's account has been viewed with a critical eye by some, but regardless of the controversy, the book's ability to draw people out of their warmth and into the grip of a timeless expedition remains as strong today as it was when I first eagerly turned the pages as a young climber.